what sort of life you had before, that sort of thing.
I'm a novice, and my monastic name is Lucas. Nothing else matters.
As soon as they begin to appear. Remembering the fate of Heli, the priest of Silo. The well-disposed
Come on.
those of good understanding.
Is there really nothing at all you can tell me?
I could, but I don't want to. I'm sorry. I want to stay focused on work and prayer, not on who I once was. I never will be again. What has been isn't important for us. We cast the past aside when we walked through the monastery gates and took our oath. Never forget that.
And again, beat your son with the rod, and you will deliver his soul from death. The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on the spirit of silence. Let us do what the prophet says. I said,
If you could, who would you vote for to be the abbot?
But I can't vote, so what's the point of worry? Ask Antonius. He often talks about it, and I'm sure he has an opinion.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery.
Nuts, I guess.
Well, that's all. Thank you for your time, brother.
Permission to speak should rarely be granted even though it is for good, holy, edifying conversation.
God, there's more people.
It is written in much
Greetings, brother. I'm Gregor, and I'm new here.
Greetings to you, brother. I'm Yodok, the oldest of the novices. I hope you'll like it here in the monastery and that you won't get into trouble.
Trouble?
You're young, perhaps intemperate. You might easily stray from the rules of the order. I suggest you get to know the older monks. You never know when it might come in handy.
I'm interested in the other novices. Do you know anything about Antonius?
Only that he came to the monastery voluntarily, because he didn't want to work in his father's shop. Antonius is all right. You can rely on him. He won't betray your confidence.
It might
He's
be a
always
lie.
happy to help, which is more than can be said for the other brothers.
What about Lucas?
I'm interested in Lucas.
Nobody knows much about Lucas. He keeps himself to himself. If you ask me, he's got something to hide. I'd keep well clear of him if I was you.
Do you have any grounds for suspecting him of something?
Quite a lot. And also none at all. The circuitous who make the rounds despise him, and they'd never punish anyone without cause.
Can you tell me something about yourself?
I would if there was anything noteworthy to say. But I'm just the ordinary son of a landowner, now a monk. There's nothing in my past, present, or future that anyone could find interesting.
Why did you join the monastery?
Because it was better than living in poverty. As the youngest son, I'm not entitled to inherit my father's estate, but he was kind enough to sell off some cattle and send me here. And you know what? I'm glad to be here. It's better than mucking out manure.
Who would you vote for as the new abbot if you could?
Why do you care? We don't have the right to vote, so we shouldn't get mixed up in it.
I'm just interested, that's all.
I like John better. But like I've said, it's not our place to get involved. It's enough that Antonius is mixed up in it. Don't you start too.
Just trying to draw a little bit of drama. That's all. I think that's Antonius. We've already talked to him. There's only one more. Ah, there he is. The guy that kinda looks like me, kinda.
My name's Gregor, a novice.
You can call me Siskin. Now, are you here of your own free will, or is this a punishment? Although it's not important. Welcome to purgatory.
Did you say purgatory?
You'll see soon enough. Soon enough.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
Look, nothing against you, but I prefer not to talk about my past.
The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on daily.
Are you hiding something? Why are you so reluctant to tell me anything about yourself?
I'm hiding a lousy past that I'd rather forget. I hate to think of all I lost when they stuck me in here. And also because I really hate the question, aren't you the son of the famed Sir Smil Flashka Pardubits? I was rich and I had everything. But then my father began to feel his time approaching, so he decided to send a son to the monastery. And, being the youngest, the lot fell on me. I've no head for managing the estate, and they said I'd squander it. Can you imagine? Me, in a monastery. So I took what coin I could from home with me, so I didn't lose out completely.
Let none ere be said rather early, at the middle of the 8th hour, and let them again do what work has to be done until vespers. Weak or sickly brethren should be assigned a task or craft of such a nature as to keep them from idleness and at the same
But you didn't have to come here if you didn't want to.
No, not if I didn't mind being left to beg alms by the city gate. I had one choice, the monastery or nothing.
The rule of Saint Benedict.
If it had come to that after my father's death, so be it. But to get rid of me while he's still alive...
To govern his disciples with a twofold teaching.
What's your plan with this treasure?
To get out of here as soon as I can. I'll wait another year or two until my hot-headed brothers cool off a bit, and then I'll take the silver and run off somewhere, far, far away from here.
Demonstrating the divine precepts by his actions for those of hard
That's all I wanted to know.
Please, keep it to yourself, especially the part about the coin.
Where is this coin?
Know that to whom more is committed, from him more is required. Let him make no distinction of persons in the monastery. Let him not love one more than another, unless it be one whom he finds better in good works or in obedience. And let him not shut
How
his
is it that you
eyes
don't
to
get any
false
penance for
offenders,
missing morning prayers?
since he
I've
has
paid
the
off the
authority
circators to
cut
turn a
out
blind
those
eye.
false by the
Nice.
roots.
And the other monks don't notice as long as you show your face there from time to time. No one's too awake at that time of the morning.
Priest of Siloam. The well-disposed and those of good understanding, let him correct with verbal admonition the first and second time. But bold,
I'd be interested to
hard,
hear what you think about the
proud,
other novices.
disobedient characters, he should curb at the
Tell me about
very beginning
Antonius.
of their ill-doing by stripes
Oh, if there was a monk I'd recommend as a friend, with of course the exception of myself, it would be Antonius.
corrected with words.
He has a calm soul,
Again,
he's easy to talk to, and you can always rely on him.
and you will deliver his soul from death.
I'm interested in Yodok.
The rule
What could interest you about him? He's a no-good rat. He'll turn you in for the price of a turnip. I'd bet my life that if he wasn't here, he'd be a cumin scout, bowing and scraping for a few groschen.
That doesn't sound too flattering.
to that end,
It wasn't meant to.
times for each may be
No matter what you do here, watch out for him.
from each
He's got his eye on everyone, and he'll rat on you for even the slightest of infractions.
in the morning, let them labor at whatever is necessary.
What can you tell me about Lucas?
Fourth hour.
It's a tricky situation with Lucas. No one really knows anything about him. I've tried so many times to talk to him, but he always backs away like a virgin on a wedding night.
On their beds in perfect silence, or if anyone
That's all. Thanks.
Very descriptive.
let him read to himself in such a way as not to disturb anyone else. Let
Who would
him
you
not
elect
be
abbot
set
if you could?
rather early
Most likely Nevlas.
the 8th hour,
He's a fine fellow and he seems honest,
has to be done
but truth be told, it doesn't matter much to me.
brethren,
A monastery will still be a monastery no matter who's in charge.
nature as to keep them
If you really want to talk more about it, ask Antonius. He seems to have taken an interest.
away with excessive toil. Their weakness must be taken into consideration by the abbot. The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings
Now what? We're gonna sit. Okay, here we go.
Salve. Be well.
I have set a guard to my mouth. I was mute and was humble.
Aye.
Silence even from good things.
How's the grub?
Here the prophet shows that if the spirit of silence ought to lead us at times to refrain even from good speech,
What would you like?
so much the more
Better food.
the sin maketh.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery.
Therefore, since the spirit of silence
Who's in charge of things around here?
permission to speak should
Abbot Peter is the administrator of the
Peter.
monastery.
Rabbit.
But you won't see him. He's always traveling, and on top of that, he's old and infirm. Perhaps the good Lord will bless him with many more years of life.
And what happens when the old abbot dies?
Then we elect a new one.
For speaking and teaching belong to the master.
Are there any candidates to be the new abbot?
Yes, there are.
Hey, Generaldo.
Brothers
What up?
John and Nevlas.
Dude.
Cursed elections. Since the brothers began talking about them, there's only been strife in the monastery. On one side are brothers who'd like to see John as abbot. On the other, those who support Nevlas. And they seem to be capable of fighting about it forever.
Tell me about John.
John is a surcator, and the oldest brother here. It would be only natural if he took the crosier from Peter. He has experience, merit, and composure. He'd lead the monastery
Making
wisely.
some tea. QQ.
I'd like to know about Nevlas.
What's up, tea?
Nevlas manages the monastery's property.
Herbal.
He doesn't have the most experience, but his drive and heart are pure.
Sweet tea.
His faith
Non-sweet.
firm, and his ideas rational. Although perhaps he's too keen to change our routines here, which many brothers don't like.
Why does it matter so much who wins?
Because the future direction of the monastery hangs in the balance. The younger brothers feel they have to work more than their superior brothers, and that some brothers are more concerned with their own comfort than with worshipping God. The older brothers take a different view. They say the younger monks want privileges they haven't earned, and each side has its own candidate.
I thought politics weren't part of the monastic way of life.
You're right, but we know nothing besides the monastery, and the abbot's decisions can influence our entire life. Some of the brothers take it very personally.
Well, yeah, they can't really go anywhere else.
Are there ever any disagreements between the brothers?
Unfortunately, yes. The biggest quarrels right now are about the election of the new abbot. They can already see poor Peter in his grave.
Tell me something about electing the abbot.
The old abbot is practically on his deathbed. There are two candidates. Half the monastery wants John, the other half Nevlas, and there's no chance they'll come to an agreement. But you've probably already noticed the atmosphere around here.
Get some swing votes.
Tell me something about life here.
Prayer, work, obedience. That
Obedience
just about sums it up.
above all. For the Emperor.
Can you tell me something about the rule of St. Benedict?
7 centuries ago, Saint Benedict of Nursia wrote a collection of monastic rules, which we still follow today. They are read at every meal. The fundamental precepts are obedience, work, and prayer.
Sorry about all yawning.
We're fully devoted to serving God.
I'm just tired.
The outside world, beyond the monastery walls, is foreign to us.
Do you never want to know what's going on out there?
The
And
guy
what
on my
should be
left
going on?
ear is just
The sky
constantly
is
talking.
just as blue, and the grass is just as green. Perhaps the rulers change, but the greatest ruler of them all will remain unchanged throughout the ages.
So, Alexander the Great?
I'm interested in the monastery's history.
It was founded by Saint Procopius 500 years ago. After his death, heretics occupied the place for some time, but then the order was restored, and brothers of the true faith returned.
Heretics, you say?
They
I
wanted
think it's been
to
pretty
worship
good.
God with some foreign
Just been
rituals
lazing
in a
about.
language foreign to God.
Oh, you're stuck
They
at
were
home?
driven away,
Man,
and
everyone's
their
getting
books
quarantined.
burned.
Yeah, anyone watching the VODs, this is during the time of the quarantine. Or the coronas. Corona extra.
What are the roles of the various monks here?
Well, the abbot is the head, but he's not here now. Then there's the prior and the sub-prior, the librarian, the porter, and many others. As a novice, you should be particularly mindful of the circators. They're the ones who maintain discipline and punish bad behavior.
Me too, dude. Me too. Go outside, get yourself a good fucking hamburger.
What can you tell me about the novices here?
What can I say? You're here to demonstrate your devotion to God and to live a monastic life. After a year, you can make your vows and become a fully fledged brother.
I meant something specific about the brothers that are here.
But you know them yourself. Yodok is an odd one, but he's diligent and eager. Perhaps too eager. Siskin is good company, but a bit too worldly for a monk. Antonius is hard-working and will help with anything, but prays less than he ought. Lucas is as quiet as a mouse, and no one knows much about him. And then we have you, about who I know nothing.
Do you want to know?
Can you leave the monastery?
Absolutely
Where would
not.
you go? You have everything you need here. Anyway, all the doors here are closed and locked tight, so no one can get in or out.
Who would you like to be the new abbot?
The old abbot isn't dead yet. It's too early to talk about elections. But if I had to choose between the two who are already putting themselves forward, John would be my choice.
For the obedience given to superiors is given to God. For if the disciple obeys with an ill will and murmurs, not necessarily with his lips, but simply in his heart,
I only passed a little bit of the time talking to that dude.
yet his work will not be acceptable to God, who sees that
Too bad we don't actually pick up food while we're spoon.
from gaining a reward for such work as this, he will incur the punishment due to murmurers.
We're actually eating. That's the thing.
The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on the spirit of silence. Let us do what the prophet says.
I'm done eating.
Guard my ways, that I may not sin with my tongue. I have set a guard to my mouth. I was mute.
Food poisoning. Oh my god.
Good things. Here the prophet shows that if the spirit of silence ought to lead us at times to refrain even from good speech. So
Holy shit. What the fuck? Maybe I shouldn't have ate food.
You've got a strong constitution. Anyone else would have certainly died.
What happened?
Someone
Let me tell you a little
poisoned
story.
me.
Once upon a time, there was a young boy. He was lost and miserable. He had no future. He was tempted by his friends into doing some foolish things, but he wasn't truly bad, because when it came down to it, he ran away rather than keep doing foolish deeds. His former friends didn't take kindly to that, though, and wanted to punish him. So they sent a hunting dog to find him.
He's
and
my
rip his
target.
throat.
He's
The
my
boy
target.
wasn't stupid, though, and he knew that the hound was coming. He poisoned some food, and when the hound showed up, he gave it to him. He didn't expect the beast to live, but it did. And all of a sudden, the boy was sorry for what he tried to do. So he offered to make a bargain with the hound.
I think I understand you. But the beast would need to know what deal he's being offered.
You know, we're both pawns in someone else's game. They have plans for us, but we don't have to let them use us. We can just forget all about it and go our own way. I was a bandit, and I was at Nyhoff. I've robbed and stolen, but I swear to God I've never in my life slain innocent people. What I saw at Nyhoff made me realize my life was worth shit, but I still had a chance to change for the better. Here in the monastery I've had plenty of time to think things over,
What was that?
but then you showed up and fucked it all up.
So the evildoer changes his ways and finds God. And what exactly are you proposing?
Both of us can leave this place. You can go back to your people, and I can go somewhere where I can live out my life in peace and no one will try to kill me. If we work together, we can both get what we want.
I'm not gonna try and kill him because that's definitely not what my lord wants.
What if I wanted a different option?
You could kill another novice, I suppose. If news of the murder got out from the monastery, my former friends might believe I'm dead. But I'm offering you a solution that doesn't require any killing. Before we make a run for it, we'll make it look like someone's killed me. Loads of blood, a tattered scrap of my habit, and footprints leading towards the river. No one will bother looking for my body there. There we'll split up. You go for your bounty, and I'll get as far away from here as I can.
Good. Let's do it your way.
Good. I'm glad that despite our initial discord, we could reach an agreement. Here, take something to calm your stomach. Now we'll need the keys to the monastery and some blood to make the tracks.
Oh, thanks. Gave me a marigold. An antidote.
What are you going to do?
I need to get ready for a long journey. Prepare supplies, get some normal clothing somehow, that sort of thing. You can escape in that habit, but I need to vanish as fast as I can.
What do I need the keys to the monastery for?
How else will we get out? This place is practically a prison.
Getting the keys won't be easy.
I know, but Brother Solarius is a reformed thief. I'll bet he still has a few lockpicks lying about. If you know how to use them, they'll be worth finding. Or there's the hard way. Steal the keys from the prior. He carries them with him at all times.
They both sound hard to me. But needs must. And where am I supposed to get my hands on blood in a monastery?
You'll find a parchment in the kitchen with a list of ingredients on it. All the things they're ordering. Add blood for making soup to the list. And when it's delivered the next day, take it before anyone notices it's even come.
Oh, blood pudding and all that.
Alright, that's everything I need to know. I can get started.
Excellent. Come and see me once you have everything. And try to be as fast as you can. And Gregor, thank you.
Oh yeah, take the antidote. Oh, we can't select our sidekick. No. Thieving scum. All right. Get keys. What picks? How did he know I was just gonna sit there though? What if someone else sat there? Doesn't seem plausible. Need a lockpick. Oh. Like, hey, look, I'm just trying to figure out how to get downstairs. Where is the stairs? Greg. Guys, I'm stuck up here. God bless you, Sister Laura. Well, I can't call you brother Laura. Saint Vince. Saint Vince. I'm not a brother. Okay, Maiden Laura. I really need to figure out how to get downstairs though, because I don't know where to. Is there not? Oh, the stairs are right there. Ugh. Did it just take fall damage? It's not my fault that I got food poisoning.
Peace be with you, brother.
We probably shouldn't eat from that same one. Can I just sit and read books? That would be lovely. See if we can get our reading skill up. How to brew a plug. Hey, reading went up. I sue. I think any of these books will lead into skills though. We're a reading machine.
These novices. I pulled those idlers by the ears. What have they done to you this time? They're shirking their responsibilities, leaving us, their superiors, to chase around after them, finishing what they don't.
Did you have to finish someone's weeding in the garden again?
Yet again. I've had enough.
What do I do here? Talk to this dude.
I'm Gregor, a novice.
I know. I saw you at the ceremony. My name is Nebulus, and I'm the provost here. I'm in charge of the monastery's property, as well as handling trade with the outside world.
That means you get to leave the monastery.
No, not at all. I just write lists and send them out.
CGI anime thing.
I was gonna say, it's not... Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't really consider it an anime, but it is like a 3D
category.
animation, so I might check it out just to see if it's any good. Because I like Altered Carbon.
I'm here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you. There's the alchemist's laboratory. You'll find ingredients in the chests next to it.
Yeah.
Concoct 2 buck's blood potions. Once you finish them, you'll find me somewhere nearby. Don't forget to let me know when you're done so I can check them.
Okay, so we gotta make potions?